good. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. Whoa, why don't you tell us about that shirt you're wearing, Nancy? Gig, are you recording? All right, we're recording.
No, not yet.
Recording this whole time?
It's recording right now.
All right. Whoa, model that shirt for us.
Some kind of special edition shirt?
I don't have under... I'm just kidding. You see it?
Wow.
It's really long.
No pants on. Okay, cool.
Who does a Zoom thing without pants on?
Everyone,
including you, Gig.
You know, if I stand up and I show you pants, you're gonna owe me dinner.
What? Wait, what are you wearing?
Me? I'm wearing shorts. I have a t-shirt on and all that good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Did an interview today, and the girl had like this strap thing, but she was like so close, so all you could just see is just a strap into the top of her boobs.
Oh, she pulled a Nancy.
That's not even a thing. Anyways, hey, welcome to another episode of Binge Watch. In this episode, we are actually going to attempt to do a non-spoiler review of, what was it, Amazon Prime's The Boys, which all of us actually did check out and watch all the episodes. Just to let you guys know, for this week, they are premiering, I believe, only 3 episodes. Am I correct? Do you guys know?
I think it's 3. You may be right.
Is it 3 or 4 episodes? Well, it's 3 or 4 episodes, so we're not going to try to spoil the entire season. And it's because they're only going to release half the episodes and then 1 episode per week after that. So it'll be completed in a month later on. So I'm going to let my cohorts here introduce themselves. Go ahead, guys.
Hi, I'm Jake Perry.
I'm Nancy Tapia.
Okay, and I'm Gig Pata, and I will be your host for the evening. And one other person may crash a little bit later, may not. I guess we'll see. So let's go ahead and start off with The Boys Season 2. What are your guys' first initial impressions of this season?
Season 2 is better than Season 1.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Jake?
Lot more character development, and yeah, I agree with Nancy. I like Season 2 a whole lot more. It just gets juicier, darker, more soups, more everything.
Okay. Well,
I loved it. Without spoilers, I don't even know what to say. I'm about to spoil some stuff, I'm sure.
I agree. I mean, how are we supposed to limit ourselves to the first 3 or 4 episodes? Like, I don't remember.
I think I actually watched them backwards, and now I'm on episode 6 in Season 1, so I don't even know where we are.
So you don't remember what actually happened? So it's not that good then.
No, I do. I do remember what happened. I don't know what episode was the first 3 though, but they were all good.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you my first impressions. For Season 1, I only cared for half the season. It's because when they got into that religious stuff, I don't know, that church with the
Starlight.
Compound V. That's when I start tuning off, and I didn't really care for that storyline and all this kind of stuff. And I liked Season 1 because there was there were some shocks in Season 1, like some shocking deaths that you could not see coming. And I'm talking about that invisible guy.
Translucent?
Yeah, Translucent, how he died, and how the dolphin died. So
that was sad. It was funny, but really sad.
It was.
Oh, that was sad.
Okay, but other than that, there were a lot. I mean, it wasn't a lot of things that I actually remembered out of Season 1. All I remember was a lot of things were kind of graphic and so on. Now, my impression for Season 2, I thought they did a much better job introducing and telling backstories to the characters. And not only that, I believe that they balanced all the characters out much better than Season 1, because I felt like in Season 1, they introduced too many characters and they didn't give enough time for some of the character development, like the Asian girl, the Kamiko girl. like you would think that there's some kind of story with it, but they didn't really like kind of introduce her. And it wasn't until like season 2, in my opinion, is when they start introducing each of the characters, and they almost nearly gave everybody equal time. And I think that made season 2 much better than season 1. You guys agree or disagree?
No, that's right. For season 1, I feel like it was a bit slow, but I feel like what they were trying to do is introduce or make a platform of some of the characters. So it was hard to kind of include everybody's backstory.
Yeah, and I don't know how they actually managed to pull it off in season 2. They managed to complete. They basically introduced everybody pretty well and equally, in my opinion, in a certain way. So let's get down to it. So there's a few storylines that they do actually introduce, but let's talk about the real storyline. Is the boys. This is not a spoiler, and that's because the intent of the boys is to do what? Kill the Supes. And what are they doing in season 2? They're trying to kill the Supes again. What did you guys think about the boys' overall arc storyline in season 2?
What's Carl Urban's name?
Billy Butcher.
Butcher. I think he's an angry guy.
Like in season 1.
I think he wants to be a Supe. Maybe he's a little jealous that he's not a Supe. That's why he's like, destroy all Supes.
Well, that's not true. He's just angry. He has his anger because they took away his wife.
Yeah, but, I think he envies these Supes because he's just an angry, bitter guy.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going with something here.
No, season one. Just to correct you, Billy Butcher was angry at the Supes because they killed his wife. But it wasn't until the end of season 1 that he discovered his wife is not dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then you have that plot that has something to do with Billy Butcher and his wife Becca, and then he discovers. I believe at the end of season 1, he discovers that there's a kid or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you guys think about that storyline where basically you have Billy Butcher, Becca, and the kid? Because obviously, I believe it was revealed that the kid is not his kid at the end of season 1. It's whose kid?
Homelander's
kid.
All I want to do is talk about Homelander because he's my man crush. I love that.
We'll get to Homelander in a moment. Let's talk about Billy Butcher and his storyline. What did you guys think about Billy Butcher in this storyline? Because he was kind of absent in the first episode, but after that, then it kind of like picked up really fast.
Billy Butcher's a badass. He's on a mission, and he is taking the Supes out one by one. He's got 2 down, and there's much more to come.
Yeah, for a human guy, he's pretty awesome, right?
For a human guy, he like doesn't even fear the Supes. He's just like, all right, let's rumble. And it's like, whoa, dude, that guy has superpowers. Like, you should run. But he takes them on. I like the story with the boy. I think it's awesome.
I do think I am curious about him though. Like they do say, cover a little background and the wife and all, but it doesn't really say where he got all this knowledge.
Yeah, it's that old lady helps him out. There's that one scene where the old lady's like, "Oh, I can help you take these people down."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I forgot who the old lady was.
Like how did he get involved with that lady? Like how he.
She approached him for something. I don't know. Like I must have left the room during that scene. I just came back and I was like, "Who's this old lady?" So, Gig, fill us in. What happened? Who's the old lady?
I have no idea which old lady you're even talking about.
The old lady that's on Team Billy Butcher, and she's like, they're like reporting to her.
She's like,
you're talking about the CIA lady?
The chief.
Oh, CIA? Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's backtrack a little bit because the CIA lady was introduced fully in season 2. The previous lady was the deputy lady, and I actually have notes on this, is played by Jennifer Esposito.
Mm-hmm.
she was the contact in season 1 that contacted Billy Butcher. We could actually talk about it is because that spoiler is actually in the first 3 episodes of what happened to Jennifer Esposito, because she doesn't even have a major role in season 2. It's because she has a cameo role that they basically said, you know what, you're done. Contract's over.
Explosion.
Jennifer Esposito from Blue Bloods.
Yeah, which by the way, how they dispatched of her was totally out of left field. Like, you would not see it coming. And I thought that was actually interesting, because you never hear anybody who has like those type of powers before, where they could just basically, you know, like do this and then you're dead, right? But because the nice thing about the show is that you're thinking that Homelander himself is the most powerful being on the show. And we'll get to Homelander, because I know Jake here is like itching to talk about Homelander as if it like he made love with Anthony Starr or something recently. So anyways. So yeah, I think for Carl Urban's story, I think it was actually was well introduced. He had like his own struggles about what to do with his wife, or like loyalty and all this kind of stuff, and that would tie into Anthony Starr's Homelander, who is the main villain for The Boys. Okay, so what do you guys think about his part of the story in The Boys season 2? Go ahead, Jake. You could start, because I know you're itching to talk about it.
Boys
as if like you met Anthony Starr.
I think he steals the show. He's awesome. He gets more like, he's crazier. He reminds me of, you know, Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. If that guy had superpowers and didn't work on Wall Street, he'd be on The Boys, killing people. But he's a good guy too. But he also knows, he's like, hey, you know, we process this guy and we arrest him. He's going to go to jail. He'll probably get out tomorrow. So why don't we just handle this and be on our way? Spoiler. I don't know. I love the thing with the kid, and then okay, here's my question. I think this was in season 1. Nancy, like, Homelander raped that girl. And I'm like, no, he didn't. She went in the broom closet and whatever office, and she had sex with him. Do you think
work meeting? Did you see when she was walking out of that room? She was crying.
I don't think she was crying. I thought she was just like putting her clothes back on, because she was just.
If it was a friendly gathering, then she would not be carrying her shoes or, you know, be crying.
Okay, let's talk to Gage, who actually watched the show, because you were cooking dinner or something. I was busy doing something else. I wasn't really paying attention.
I don't know. I'm kind of uncomfortable talking about rape and sex, debating on whether it's rape or sex. All I know is this. She had the kid. She did not have some kind of soup abortion.
I'm Googling it, because I don't think it was a rape thing. I thought she was like, oh, wow, I'm going to go and have sex with a superhero celebrity. And then because he kind of threw the moves on her, he was like, hey, you should run all my social media. And she was like, wow, really?
That's what the meeting was about.
Well,
I'm Googling it.
She kept the kid. That's all I know.
I don't think she got pregnant and had the kid for pleasure. I mean, look how miserable she is in season 2.
I think she kept the kid, and she loves the kid. Okay, and but then again, I don't even know if there's even an abortion for policy to.
It covered that they tried.
They did try.
That she wanted it, like she was just afraid or something. Yeah, they did cover that.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, anyways, Jake here actually interviewed Anthony Starr on LRM Online, plugging for Jake. Did he reveal anything juicy, or is just a standard interview?
He didn't really want to reveal anything. He did. He said, you know, he says Homelander's looking for a new mummy in season 2.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's some more vulnerable. He gets a little bit more vulnerable. No giveaways, though. Okay, I'm looking it up.
We will.
I'm looking it up. It says that Billy Butcher thinks that he raped and killed his wife, but now Homelander says that he didn't. So I don't know. I guess it's just up in the air.
I think he forced her for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, look at Butcher and look at Homelander.
What? What's that supposed to mean? One's a superhero, one's some guy with a 5 o'clock shadow.
The other guy's a super villain. What was the term that they used? Was it super terrorist or super villain?
I don't know. I don't know.
It was like their PR term.
Homelander would never do that.
Okay.
He's Gig just rolled his eyes at you.
Okay, well, let's move on to the other characters here. So we have Dominique Mcelliott, who plays Queen Maeve. She's sort of like that Wonder Woman that's like kind of indestructible. Quite honestly, I don't remember her storyline too much. All I remember is it's sort of like a continuation from season 1 where she doesn't like being part of the 7 and she wanted out. And I think that's all she was trying to do in season 2 was sort of like she just wanted out. But they introduced a new character for her, which is basically revealed that that she has a lover, and that's what they did in season 2.
She had a lover.
She had a lover, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that in that essence, it almost seems like they were kind of like on her way, trying to push her out. But that also means that they were trying to not have that relationship between Queen Maeve and Homelander anymore. And that will lead to the character that we're going to introduce next, is the new character played by, what's her name? Is it Aya or Ayakash?
I thought it was Aya.
Is it Aya? And that character's name is Stormfront, which is a very, very new character. So who wants to start?
I like her. I like her attitude. I like how she's a smartass.
Nancy likes how she said how she's racist. That's why.
You like her because she's racist, or do you like her because she's a smartass?
I like the fact that she's a smartass and she has good comebacks, but she's very, very like soft-spoken. You know, like, and she always has this smart-ass smile.
I don't think she was soft-spoken. I think she was like much more like sort of like sarcastic.
Oh yeah, okay, sarcastic, but she's soft about it. Like, doesn't make it sound like super mean, and she always has a smile when trying to, get her message through.
You know why she has a smile? She
What?
enjoys it. She's sick. She's sick in the head. That's why.
She's sick. Okay, you guys.
See the light and right at the end.
What?
Remember, she always says that she's like, "Look at me. I like to see the light." And
I don't know. I remember nothing of season 2. I'm back on episode 5, rewatching everything because like after a week, I just like forget everything. Okay, so I did a little research. Okay, according to the internet, according to the comic, The Boys, if it's even called The Boys.
It is.
The Boys.
Black Noir, disguised as Homelander, raped Butcher's wife.
Yeah, but that's the comic.
Right. So maybe
we're not exactly going by the comics, because if you read the comic, Hugh's girlfriend in episode 1 of season 1 didn't die the same way as Hugh's girlfriend in the TV show.
Okay, so now I didn't make, but there is some, forceful sex implied, so maybe that's what's going on.
They'll use similar themes between the comics and the TV show. It's very same like when we were talking about Umbrella Academy. They're going to use some scenes that they want to reintroduce, it sort of like Easter eggs. So this way people can actually kind of relate, like comic book readers can kind of relate a little bit to the TV show, and so on. But I only read the first comic book, and I do know that there are like some things are the same.
How was the book? How was the comic book? Was it any good?
I'm not a really big comic book reader. Maybe you should read it, Jay.
I'm not a comic book reader either.
Then why? Then what?
Did it follow?
What's this approach towards the camera?
But I really like The Boys, so I'm like, maybe the comic book's good. Maybe I should read it.
I think it was fine. It's a little bit better than Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy is very, how can you say, the comic itself was not too straightforward like the TV show. In this one, I think The Boys and the comics kind of follow hand on hand, and it's not too bad. So, anyways, Queen Maeve, they did introduce her in season 2. She still has the same storyline. She's trying to get out of the 7. That's no surprise, and we're not going to spoil what actually happened to her. But we were talking about the new character Ayakash, which Nancy loves her because apparently she's a racist, and everybody loves racists. Sort of like Trump country or something like that. Right?
That seems to be popular right now.
Nancy loves her because she comes in and she's a strong woman.
Well,
here, laser those tits.
Well, I mean, I do enjoy the fact that Ayakash herself, how she played it was actually perfect, because she played it in a way where it's more of a comedic style, but yet diabolical at the same time.
Well,
There it is.
Hello.
And that's it for now.
well, I'm glad I did that before that.
Right? Anyways, let's get another opinion from the person who just stepped into the room. Hey, Manny, how's it going with you?
My apologies. Birthday celebrations are taking a little bit longer than expected.
Did you bring us cake? Because remember, if you brought food, you have to bring enough for the rest of us.
Oh no! All the bougie beer is gone.
Okay. We're talking about Ayakash's character. You just walked right into the discussion about her character, Stormfront. What did you think about her character?
I thought her character was great. She's possibly one of my favorite parts, or my favorite part about season 2. Homelander is such a big part of what The Boys is, and I really felt that Ayakash's Stormfront was such an opposing force to him. She's very, very social media savvy. He wants to be that popular with the people, and obviously she's had decades to work at it. And she has her agenda, and she knows how to work everyone, including Homelander, who's a little bit lost right now because of the losses from season 1, and just trying to find his place, I guess, especially with now Boyd being controlled now by a little bit more of a corporate takeover instead of just having his freedom as he did before. Things are changing, and he doesn't like that. So her character was really, really great, because there's some times where I just really liked her, and then as the season progressed, it was like, holy crap, she is crazy.
Don't you kind of feel bad for Homelander though, because like he's like the OG superhero, and then like times are changing, he can't keep up. He's like, what's a tweet? He's like, how do I do social media? What's a meme? And she's like, I got you.
I got you. Yeah, and I appreciated that she was able to manipulate him in that way. It's like, hey, let me guide you into this next generation, and at the same time, use you for my end game. So, and I thought she played the role really, really well. It's the way she also interacted with the other females in the team, and just overall, she was ruthless, man. When she killed what's her name's brother on the rooftop. Oh man, so if there's one thing so gore, for me, I can handle gore pretty well. When bones break, I do not handle that very well. Saw 2 is a great example. When they had one of the characters on the machine and the bones were tweaking, I still have nightmares about it.
I don't watch the Saw. I love scary horror, but like the gory stuff, like ugh.
Bones breaking is my limit. Like the head's blowing up or somebody getting stabbed or something.
I do love the kill scenes for that. I forgot the girl who doesn't speak.
Mm-hmm.
And she's so violent and brutal. It's great. Yeah, she rips them open.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
we
the
doing
whole
spoilers gig? No?
Who?
I said gig. Are we doing spoilers?
We're doing some spoilers. You have to remember they're only releasing half the episodes tonight.
Oh, okay.
well,
So,
I mean,
so don't for sure don't spoil the last 2 episodes that concludes the whole thing.
well, to say that she's gonna kill people or the way she kills people, given from season 1, that's not a spoiler. It's
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. You're fine. I just want to make sure that we don't completely reveal the huge plot twist
right.
at the end. And I mean, for me, what I like about her is that she's deceiving, she's diabolical, she has an agenda, and she's funny. Okay, and you know, I agree with Nancy. In her own weird way, she is incredibly sexy in this TV show. I mean, I don't know about you.
Say that? I didn't hear Nancy say sexy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying she's incredibly sexy. I mean,
imitation of her before Manny joined.
I agree with that statement. Whoever said it.
okay. I mean, it's just like it's not the fact that she has like an incredibly like, you know, attractive body. It's just her character and persona. It just like I completely understand where Homelander is actually coming from when he actually sees her. Okay, any guy she's a very powerful, independent woman, and
Homelander needs an alpha woman.
And,
you know, that's the thing. And all these other girls that are in there, they're just kind of,
yeah, and I didn't really like Queen Maid that much, personally. And I do feel that they're going to slowly push her out of the show, because it's sort of like she kind of like they introduced her in season 1 and people were like and then in season 2 they're like she already have like her foot halfway out the door, but you know she's still there, but it's like they don't really know what to do with her at this
but
point.
She does make a surprising appearance.
Yeah, she does.
So,
but just because you make a surprise appearance doesn't mean that it's an awesome take on the show. I mean, look, Black Noir makes a surprising appearance. Okay, at the beginning, and towards the end, he was one of those characters in season 1, like you barely saw him. But I'm glad that they actually gave him a little bit more to do, and they kind of and I'm not going to reveal the twist, but they kind of like. Not revealed his backstory, but kind of revealed a little bit more, let's say, peel under the layers.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused with that guy.
Well, it's because I think they don't want to reveal everything about Black Noir. And I think down the road they do want to.
In that case, they've done great, because I'm still have question mark.
I don't know. I liked it.
You know who I like, but I kind of feel bad for is the Deep. Everyone's picking on him, and like, it's just, you know, he can talk. Everyone kind of rags on his superpower, but it's like he can talk to animals and fish, and he can swim fast. Like
he talks to fish. He doesn't talk to animals.
The fish, all the stuff. Communicates with
dolphins. That's not a
dolphins.
great superpower. Who likes Aquaman?
Never seen it, but still, I think the Deep should get more credit.
I'll give him credit. He killed a dolphin, and in the trailer, you see the next animal he kills. He's funny and all, but the thing is, I think after the second half of the season, I think they kind of wasted him. Because then he tries to like reform himself. It's like back to what it was like in the first season, where he tries to reform himself, and he just becomes like this depressing guy. He becomes a depressing character.
Yeah, it's like he's a little he's depressed. He's going through some stuff, but it's like you feel bad for him almost. He's just like, hey, little guy, how you doing? He's like talking to fish and stuff. I think it's funny. Even when I in the interview, Anthony Starr, he was like, oh, I wouldn't take Compound V now. Then I might end up like the Deep, and who wants to talk to fish? I was like, oh, that'd be cool.
Low blow.
Yeah, poor guy.
I forgot. Homelander was the only character that did not take Compound V, right?
Right.
He was like a test tube baby or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's the only one that's sort of like the pure superhero. Well, we're not going to spoil it. Yeah, thanks. But anyways,
That's no the son. It's no spoiler.
It's not.
No, were we not talking about the wife?
We were talking about the wife.
Marriage and all that. I mean, it's.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently, Jake likes the Deep for some.
I do. That's my boy. What's his name? Chance Crawford?
Chase.
Hey.
Chase Crawford?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got pretty big guns, too. I was like, man, this guy must lift a lot of weights. Every scene, he's just like, before they hit record, he must just be like pumping some dumbbells or something.
I like it how I describe Ayakash as sexy, and then you're talking about Chase Crawford's guns
And his gills.
and gills.
That was a gross scene.
And then a man crush.
Yeah.
I'm getting worried here.
And just to quickly plug, I think one of us actually talked to Chase Crawford.
Oh, yeah,
Nancy,
I did.
how was he in real life?
I was kind of goo goo gaga because I loved Gossip Girl. So to me, it's Gossip Girl.
Oh, really?
8. Yeah.
I was just gonna ask how was his guns, but okay.
Well, no, I couldn't see the guns.
Nancy, for the people who don't speak Spanish, can you please translate Goo Goo Gaga?
A Spanish phrase.
I know.
It sounds like the bottom half of the screens are a little bit in love with Chance. So one's a little bit more open about it, though.
My bottom?
The bottom half.
You're on the top of my screen.
Oh, yeah, because Jake and Nancy are on the bottom half of mine. So.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Which other superheroes we haven't talked about? Let's talk about Jessie T Usher, who plays A-Train. I thought he was like one of the primary characters in season 1, but I think he kind of took a back seat in season 2. And that's because how they ended in season 1, he kind of overdosed. And so he was kind of out of it. And then in the season 2, like I want to say the last half, he started to have a little bit of a role, but I don't think he had much of a major role because now at this point, I don't think they knew what to do with him. What did you guys think about A-Train?
Yeah, A-Train and Deep are both pretty much collide in the same story, the same everything. They're just both troubled and they kind of don't know what to do with them. I mean, yeah, they both have all these issues and confidence. I think that they brought these two characters and have kept them because they want to make them kind of like make characters that are a little have a realistic side when it comes to being, insecurities and all that. I don't know. Aside of
A-Train does have his own insecurity because of drug addiction that we learned.
Yeah, and he's afraid of losing everything and being poor, losing it all and fame.
Okay.
Do you think that, A-Train's a superhero. He's obviously super strong too, I'm guessing, besides running fast. Do you think if someone that wasn't a suit were to hit him in the leg with a pole, do you think it would break, or do you think only because the suit girl, Kamiko, hit him that it actually broke his leg?
I wouldn't know, but soups attack other soups on the show, and they do actually manage to damage them and kill them. I mean, there was a character that was sort of like Daredevil. The one is it the one Daredevil's the one who can't see, right?
Mm-hmm.
They actually introduced some character in there who can't see, and that's in the first few episodes where I totally agree with Homelander is that can a blind man actually fight if he has no hearing?
Yeah, that was a funny scene.
It was
because of the sarcasm but you can kind of it was really, really you know what, I'm gonna stop because I might give away too much of the twist there. So it's really foreshadowing things to come, and,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
because in the beginning, I guess that's all I can really say about it. Talking about.
Well, what we could talk about is the fact that that didn't happen. It's going back to Jake's point: is if you take out A-Train's legs, would he still be a superhero? And my opinion is that the answer is no. It's just a question of who could take out A-Train's legs. Okay, so yeah.
As far as
go ahead.
I was going to say, as far as A-Train and the Deep, I think that we saw a lot of their character development in the first season, and something that the boys has is a plethora of characters that season to season they can move them around as to feature different ones. Like this season, I think Homeland is always going to be, front and center. But then you can have someone like Stormfront and someone else, and then you can take the Deep, you can take A-Train, and somebody who had already a bigger role in the first season, kind of have them take a backseat for a season or two, and then bring them back later. And so it just allows you not to necessarily get bored with the same cast front and center, because even Butcher in season 2 isn't necessarily the main character of the boys that we see throughout the season. We get other characters that get their opportunity to shine, which is I think really why I enjoyed season 2, because it's not the same cast that we're looking at. And then you get a little bit of the mystery with Black Noir again. It's who is he? What's his deal? Because he kind of has a different but similar role as to season 1, where he shows up in different moments. You still have no idea who he is. Granted, if you read the book, you know exactly who he is, and it's more of a matter of, are they going to go there? Are they going to do that? And so it's a great tease. They tease it a little bit in this season, and it's a great thing to do for fans who've already read the book and are like that twist.
Jake asked me earlier, is the books good? Are the books good? Why don't you tell Jake there?
So the books are heavy. If you thought any of the violence, any of the sex, any of the vulgarity and
I heard they really toned it down for the show.
A lot. A lot. And it is it's funny, I actually watched the series first and then read the books, because if you know Jay's gig, you know how adamant he is about the books. I read the books and I was like, wow, that is a lot. I don't understand how anyone would enjoy reading something like that. But I mean, here we are enjoying the show, but it's different, and it's a different take, and it takes a different road than the book, but it still uses the same themes.
Well, there you go. Well, let's talk some of the lesser characters. Let's talk about 2 more main characters, and then we'll talk about the lesser characters. We haven't talked about Jack Quaid's Huey and Erin Moriarty's Starlight. Okay, because from where we left off in season 1, they were like somewhat of a couple, and I think in season 2, it's still the same. They're somewhat of a couple, and I think they pretty much did the same thing like they did in season 1, sort of like a sabotage thing where they just want to sabotage the Seven and Volk Industries. So it's pretty much the same. I didn't think that they really introduced anything new with those 2 characters, but you guys may actually disagree.
I can kind of agree. But I do think Huey has definitely stepped it up and definitely has grown some thick skin with the boys.
Huey needs to step it up, because I didn't realize how he really did manipulate Starlight because of Billy Butcher. And I'm like, man, if I was Starlight, I'd be pissed too. I don't know if I would give him a second chance.
Yeah, but I think Starlight was sort of like an iffy superhero herself. She's like sort of like conflicted if she wants to be a superhero.
She is conflicted. She thought that, joining the Soups were one thing, and then in reality, it turns out they're the opposite.
Yeah, but she stayed with the Soups. That's a thing. But she didn't stay with the Soups so that she could be a Soup. She stayed with the Soups so that she could be a spy.
So she could also be different and not be like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you do when you've grown up with this idea of the seven? Your lifelong dream is to join the seven, and you end up joining the seven. And the moment you get there, it's upside down to what your expectations were. And I think she feels that she is a hero and that she needs to go on this quest to take them down, even if it means in her own way using Huey and her and obviously manipulating her, and both sides working each other. And it kind of makes for this really weird, twisted superhero Romeo and Juliet, where nobody can really trust each other, and at times it doesn't even seem like they trust themselves either. So it's good. I like yeah, you're right. Huey does step it up a little bit, and I like that because he's been through a lot, and I all these experiences and have definitely taught him that he, in order to face certain things, he's gonna have to buck up. And with Starlight, at every step that she gets closer to reaching her goal, gets more and more dangerous.
absolutely. Okay. Let's jump into the minor characters, not the new minor characters, but the old minor characters. Let's first start with Laz Alonso's Mother's Milk. I don't think he had too much to do in season 1, and I don't think he had too much to do in season 2. Hopefully in season 3 they kind of like give him a little bit more backstory, because the only thing that we know is that he just kind of joined the boys and left his family behind, and so he's just like there as an extra character, as sort of like muscle to do stuff.
No. He's the reason, like the one that brings some common sense, some reasoning into the boys, and keeps everyone kind of on check and in balance.
But nobody remembers
Did
that.
She's not wrong, and I can't say why, but she's not wrong.
Nobody remembers that. This is a show about comedy and violence. Nobody remembers the reasonable guy on the show.
That's why he's Mother's Milk. Hello.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Apparently someone's paying attention.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You only look out for the violent scenes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just look for exploding bodies and unnecessary nudity, which they tame down the nudity for the TV show. But if you read the comics, they're just like nudity everywhere. Drawn comic nudity, which is it's not a turn on, by the way, if you're watching this. So, anyways, let's talk about the last two characters of the boys. Yeah, Frenchie and Kamiko. In my opinion, I don't think they did too much with Frenchie, because in second season, Frenchie had some kind of where he liked Kamiko. But what I did enjoy is that they gave Kamiko much more things to do in second season, because I thought she was kind of a waste in the first season. And what she does in the second season, she had a major storyline that was introduced in the first half of the second season, but then all of a sudden it just like kind of went to the wayside, and then she just became like the super badass bitch towards the last half of the season when you get into fight scenes. And I actually enjoy that, but I'm not revealing that the surprise for her. But what did you guys think about those two characters, Frenchie and Kamiko?
I like it. I'm surprised that he is falling for her, because
Can't speak.
she's pretty badass. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like she had that much more to do, and I really felt like her storyline was going to go a little bit further, and then, like you said, it just kind of got dropped, and I just kind of like, that was it. Okay, so what was this? Just kind of more of a filler? Could we have maybe worked on something a little bit different in the beginning instead of that kind of focus? I understand that they were trying to build the relationship between Frenchie and her, but in the end, it didn't really it wasn't a necessary part to the overall plot. Maybe something in the third season.
But it did open up some knowledge to the boys about what was going on with Compound B, because that's how she got it. You know, she got it already as an adult when they captured her and her brother.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think that's where maybe her story, her character is a little relevant.
Yeah, but if you watch the first half, they almost nearly dropped her story after that they introduced them. And then they didn't really like bring her back on until like towards the conclusion.
Well, when the brother, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying that her story was just like towards the beginning, and after that, then it's like kind of quiet again. It's very similar to like season 1, where they kind of introduced her, but not really like use her throughout the entire season. And I think I think they're still trying to figure out. I mean, the show, in my opinion, still has like the problems like Umbrella Academy, where you just introduce like too many characters, and then you have to try to like balance everybody out, trying to figure out what to do with everybody. And so anyways, we talked about all the characters, but let's talk about some of the new characters that they did actually introduce. One of the most surprising characters that was revealed before the season actually started was Shawn Ashmore, who plays Lamplighter. And because if you watch season 1, they mention Lamplighter as a former member of the Seven, but they never really introduced Lamplighter in the first season. So in the second season, they did actually introduce Lamplighter, and I like the idea that they actually brought in Shawn Ashmore because I think he was in the X-Men movies. He was like, what was it? He was like Iceman or something. So I found it kind of ironic that he was Iceman in the X-Men movies, and then he plays a guy who lights people up on fire in the Boys. But I'm not going to spoil it too much, but he's only in a couple episodes of season 2. What did you guys think about Lamplighter being introduced in season 2?
Well, Lamplighter is a big strip club where I'm from, so I immediately was a fan. No, I'm just kidding. It is. I like this character. I don't want to give. I don't know. It's so weird to talk about without giving any spoilers, but
no, because that's actually towards the last stuff, right?
But they did introduce him, I think, in the first season when the CIA lady maybe was like he burned the house down or something. I think she mentions that. I hope, unless it's a spoiler.
They did mention that in the first
Okay.
season, but they kind of elaborated and conclude that in the second season. That was the entire point. But I think it was a nice guest role for Shawn Ashmore as Lamplighter, and I didn't read the comics for that far ahead, so I wasn't sure how much of a role he actually had in the comics. But it's fairly brief, and it's very important, is what we could actually say for this. Who else did they actually introduce? They introduced Giancarlo Esposito as the chairman of Vote. So he's sort of like the boss villain. What was the TV show that he was in before, the one with the drugs and stuff? Do you guys
Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad. He was in that one, right? The weirdest thing is like when he plays these characters, it almost seems like he just plays himself. Like it's just like the same character, where like everyone, like you have to show respect to him and like a little bit of fear, with him. And they introduced him as sort of like what was he, like the chairman of Vogt Industries? Is that what it was, or like the president or something like that? Do you guys remember? Well, whatever he is, like Homelander sort of like hates him but can't do anything with him. What was the entire point? So what did you guys like his character in season 2?
So here's the thing about his character that I find a little troubling, is that I feel like his casting as that role was a little bit more of marketing than an actual important role. If you look at the roles that he currently has, he did a fantastic job of Breaking Bad. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's a bad actor. He's great, and that's the thing. You love seeing him in different properties. But the last thing we saw in The Mandalorian is his character with the saber. And the first thing we see in the Boys trailer when they revealed the first few minutes of the series was his character bossing around the Seven. And then the next thing you see with the next Far Cry game that's going to come out in 2021, he's going to be the title bad guy in the film. I mean, he's just what's in right now as far as popularity as a bad guy. And I thought he was going to have a bigger role in the series because of the way he was introduced, but it was after actually watching this in season 2 that I really started thinking about Esposito as the actor and going, wait a minute, is right now being used more for marketing a product or a series than actually using him for substance? Because right now his name carries a lot of weight because he's a guy from Los Pollos Hermanos. He's a badass. And so it gives his character or the properties a little bit more credibility in being a little bit more serious, a little bit more, like I said, badass. That's how I feel about it.
He's one of those like real bad guys that don't get angry. They're just calm and cool and kill you easily.
Yeah, and a lot of things happen to Vought Industries throughout the entire season.
Is it called Vought Industries?
Is it Vought or Vought? Vought. Maybe I think you're right, and maybe it is Vought.
Manny, what is it? Vought? Vote?
Maybe it is Vought.
Oh shoot!
Okay, I think season 2 might be on there tonight. Someone just sent me a message saying it's dropping early.
It's already out.
It is already out. East Coast.
I thought it was Friday.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways,
Thursday.
It's at midnight, but however we are West Coast, so it's 9 p.m. West Coast, midnight East Coast. That's when it actually drops. So some people are actually watching this now as we actually speak. And I think they only introduced one more character. I don't know who the actress that actually played that character, but it was the Congresswoman. She has a very important role. I'm not gonna,
Claudia Dumat.
I don't know what her name is. I think she's like a newer actress or something like that. Claudia Dumat. That's what I'm actually looking at. She plays Congressman Victoria Newman. The thing that I found it funny because she's gonna play a very important role throughout the series. But what I actually liked about her character is that she plays it like she's Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez in real life.
Yes, that is so true.
I'm watching this and I'm like going, what is this? Are they making fun of AOC? But once you like kind of watch it throughout the entire like full season, then you completely understand her character. And for some unknown reason, like towards the end of the season, I really did enjoy her character. I loved her character. I can't wait to see what happens next in season 3. So,
and there goes Huey. Right?
Well, we're not spoiling that part, but
he's so magnetic to all the chaos.
Yeah, but they're not going to kill Huey because the problem is
he's not going to die.
Huey's a nice guy. You never kill a nice guy in a very violent TV show, or do you?
Well, not him, at least.
Yeah, no.
They can kill him.
So, anyways, I think that was pretty much all the characters that we could actually analyze. I think the only other character that they kind of mentioned or in season 2 was Elizabeth Shue's character that we do know that she died in season 1, but she barely makes a cameo here in season 2. So, well,
can we talk about it or can we not talk about it because
that was creepy.
That was
Okay, we could describe it that it's a creepy scene. You have to watch it with that Elizabeth Shue because you know what? Thanks to you guys bringing that up. I'm just my the back of my head, the hair is like crawling right now. Just thinking about it. It is creepy. I don't want to say disgusting. It's just creepy. So anyways, so let's go ahead and try to wrap overall impressions up with season 2 of The Boys. What is your guys' final grades for The Boys season 2? Who wants to start?
You really need an answer. Did I not say season 2 is better than season 1?
Yeah, but we're talking about grades.
Of course.
I'm gonna go with A-.
Really? You like it that much?
Yeah, loved it. Thunderbolt. For some reason, I kept calling Homelander Thunderbolt. I was a little at the time watching it, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I'm forgetting a lot of things. I just remember being like, "This is awesome." The character development, people falling in love, lots of people dying, lots of people dying again.
And then suddenly he was like, "Wow, these writers, they just did such an
The writers. I
job.
was like, "Oh my god, these writers are amazing." There's Thunderbolt.
He
Homelander.
he actually pulled that Get Duked.
I'm actually surprised you're giving this an A- because you admitted earlier during this broadcast you barely remember half the stuff that's going on in season 2.
I remember loving it though, and now that's why I'm watching season 1 again, because I like spaced on season 2. Like as soon as I watched it, it just like flushed away, and I started a new episode. So it was great though. I was loving it.
Since we never reviewed season 1, what grade would you give season 1 then?
Season 1, probably
just for comparison's sake.
Maybe like a B+, like very above average.
Okay.
But now, since you know the character, season 2 just like gets deeper. I basically love everything Homelander says. He's got such a big ego, and he can like, he's a superhero, so he can do whatever. And he's just like such a smartass. Or I think he's hilarious. I don't want to do any giveaways on the jokes, but I love that guy.
No, I love that guy too. I mean, it makes me feel like I want to meet Anthony Starr in real life.
In something, not a giveaway, but that little kid.
Oh yeah, I did. You're right.
He might be busy getting coffee though.
Right. That little kid from The Sixth Sense, I See Dead People.
Yeah,
He's in it.
He was in season 1.
That was season 1?
Yeah, that was season 1. He's not into season 2. You didn't even watch everything.
Okay. Haley Joel Osment. I didn't even know. I was like, that little guy's Haley Joel Osment? Shit. It was awesome.
Okay. So we got an A- from Jake. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So I would say for season 1, it's a B. And
Okay.
season 2 is an A+.
Uh,
Wow, what was that?
His Gig's reaction made me laugh. Not your grade.
That's a huge jump. Why is it an A+?
Cause I don't do the geeky superhero stuff, okay? I don't like the comic. I'll watch the Avengers just because, but to me it's just explosions and explosions and explosions. However, The Boys is different. Like anyone that's not geeky, not nerdy, can actually be entertained by this show. So I feel like this show, the way that it was, I mean, I don't know about comics, but the way they're displaying it on screen, it's not following the mold of comics. I think they're thinking out of the box to attract all kinds of viewers to watch this.
Okay. I could buy it. And Manny, just to let you know, if you look at Nancy's screen, you see the shirt she's wearing?
Yes.
That's Billy Butcher's shirt.
Yes.
Really?
Wearing one of his Hawaiian shirts.
Amazon actually sent her a shirt.
And here's my mask.
Oh, they sent you a mask.
Big on my face. So yeah.
Jesus Christ, you guys get the coolest gifts sometimes, man.
What are you talking about? You got the, what was it, Bill and Ted?
said.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, we covered it. We didn't get anything.
Yeah, that's true. The other half didn't cover it, and we got the stuff.
The half that covered it got nothing, and then the half that didn't got the stuff. Go figure.
You guys got to the acting.
But I actually had to do all the agreement was to do all the social media stuff. They only sent it to me if I was going to post it. So.
Me too. And I did it during the review. So
I think they really screwed up, and they should have sent it to Jake, who has more than how many followers?
I don't know.
He has like more than 1K. So yeah, he's the one they should have sent it to.
I love Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted's great. But I'm gonna be honest, I still haven't seen the new one.
Oh, you haven't seen the new one?
I haven't seen it yet.
I've heard. Gig told me very.
Are we getting sidetracked over here?
A little bit.
Sidetrack. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. Actually, I love Bill and Ted, but that movie, I thought Keanu did not put in a lot of effort. His character lacked charisma. I'm still upset about it because I wanted to love it so much. But you know who doesn't lack charisma? Homelander.
Oh, absolutely.
The best. Cool attack with his hair.
I like how you tied it back into this.
Beautiful.
I was telling my coworker about The Boys. He's like, "Yeah, dude, Zach Morris plays Homelander." I'm like, "That's not Zach Morris."
Zach Morris.
He said blonde hair. He's like, "That's not Zach Morris."
And
like,
plus,
no.
Zach Morris today, he has a bushy beard. So, yeah. So let's get to Manny, because obviously he's really quiet, and we know he's going to give out the lowest grade. Go for it, Manny.
Oh no! Don't do this to me. All right, so if we're gonna go back to season one for me, I got an A-. I thought that season 1 of The Boys came at a perfect time when DC and Marvel were just spitting out superhero movies left and right, and a lot of people were really tired of them. So it really took a comic book property and brought a different light to it, a different take to it. Kind of like Nancy said, that everyone could enjoy, because it's not your hero's journey story where Superman's going to win in the end, or the Avengers are going to win in the end. This is messed up stuff, and your superheroes who you think you're supposed to root for are actually the bad guys, and the bad guys are just a bunch of misfits put together. So is it in the superhero comic book genre? Yeah, but it's 100% different. And so the way they also took the comic book and toned it down and changed the story for television, I thought they did a fantastic job giving Butcher's wife a little bit more to do and involving her in season 2, and then further growing that triangle between Homelander, Butcher, and her, or the son. I thought that was smart, and it also allowed Butcher to kind of take a little bit of a backseat in parts of season 2, while all the other characters got to shine a little bit more. So with that said, with season 2, now we have some of the other characters come to light. Stormfront was fantastic. I think she or Homelander obviously take the best part of season 2. They're able to expand on those storyline, and they're able to create new ones for a future season. And I mean, you have characters developing certain roles, like the Deep. He's that sad, gullible guy who people are going to continue to take advantage. And A-Train, is he going to continue to try and find that road to redemption in the wrong way? And so you end up more invested now in season 2. It makes for a better story. And for that, I'm going to give it a high A. So 95, 90, almost 96. Not an A+, but we're close.
So a solid.
A solid A.
So you went from an A- in season 1 to a solid A, and
Yeah.
and Nancy, you said an A+.
Yeah.
A+.
And Jake, you said an A-.
Yeah.
You know what? I have the final word, because I'm the host of Binge Watch. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Season 2, way more violent. There's a lot of senseless violence. There are people that die for no freaking reason.
Wait a minute. There were explosions.
There were explosions. There were just explosions after explosions. There were guts flying everywhere. They're just
Season 2, there were explosions in people's body.
okay. No. Oh, let me finish. My point here is that there is a lot of violence. In fact, in season 1, the most disturbing scene in season 1 is the dolphin scene. They did it again with the whale scene. No. And as a person who sympathizes with PETA, this is something that you should not be showing on Amazon Prime.
I found it
not real, Gig. They're not real.
According to PETA. That's why we have the American Humane Society. So anyways, there's a lot of things going on. Overall, I think that they did a much better job in season 2 of balancing out all the characters. I think that they actually give a lot of characters a chance, at least to proceed to move forward on the plot of their characters. I didn't like is how they basically pushed some characters kind of like off on the side. I would have liked to see a little bit more of Lamplighter, not as a guest role in it. I thought they were a little bit too quick on Jennifer Esposito, as if like, you know what, your contract is up, so you're done off the show. And then they just introduced someone else to replace her, which is it's almost nearly the same exact character. And the thing is, they really push the limits of this show to disturbing points, to where, normal person who's watching this can actually cringe in some certain aspects. And we know some scenes are fairly violent and some scenes are very, very creepy in its own way. So that being said, if you were asking me what grade I would have given for season 1, I would have just given it maybe like a B. And that's because there were some parts of season 1 that I didn't really care about. And that was sort of like, the religious sect, the one that did the Compound V part, that storyline, I didn't care. And they did kind of bring that back again in season 2 with Goran Visnich, who was the leader of the sect. And he kind of like trying to mentor the Deep and A-Train again. So that part, I didn't really care. There were some parts on season 2 that I thought, the hospital scene, I felt like I haven't seen that new movie, the X-Men, that new X-Men movie that's out in theaters right now, the New Mutants. I felt
hospital scene was my favorite. Loved it.
I thought that was probably too similar to that movie, but I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know how similar it is. And then the idea between Homelander, Butcher, and the Boy, I thought that was too much of another movie that we kind of saw last year about this kid, this evil kid, and all this kind of stuff. So I thought they actually recycled a lot of stories. So in the end, I know you guys are waiting for it. I'm actually just going to go ahead and give it an A-. And the reason why I'm giving it an A- is because despite the fact that they used over-violent scenes, over-creepiness scenes, and recycled stories that we have seen before, they did a much better job than anything else that we actually seen. It was actually entertaining. It's actually addictive. And if Stormfront is actually real in real life, I would love for her to call me and I would go out with her. So that is my conclusion.
All right. Great show.
Yeah.
No, what I was saying earlier, that there was a Vought, the boys' Twitter was taken over by Vought Industries, and then they released the show a day early. So now it's available right now. You don't have to wait till 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The first 3 episodes have dropped of season 2.
Dropped early. Get out there.
Okay, well.
Now I can catch up. I forgot.
Watch season 1 again.
Well, you know what? I think this is like the first time we actually kind of almost all agree on the same grade. Is this straight A's for The Boys season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I do have to admit that is an accomplishment, and that's because I think the only big fanboy out of four of us is Manny, who adores comics, and the rest of us, you know, we just like entertainment. So good job, guys. So that's it for this episode of Binge Watch. So Jake gave it an A-. I gave it an A-. Nancy gave it an A+, and Manny gave it an A. So it looks like it's straight A's for The Boys season 2. The Vought Industries have now released the first 3 episodes. After that, every week after that, it'll be 1 episode per week. And or you could just wait till the end of September to binge watch everything. So, hey, that's us. That's all from us, from the Binge Watch gang. Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, whatever you guys do on the internet, you know, or just comment,
Right.
send us hate comments and stalk us, whatever. So, peace out.
Peace. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Adios.
I don't even know how to stop.